Howdy hi, every people and every pony. Eliora here, returning with our Season 5 opener. Aw, yeah, and what an opener it was. I loved it. Just loved it. It's grand to see Larson make his return, and in such an epic way. We start off with a shot of the castle in relation to Ponyville. Is it me or has the castle changed position? Maybe, but nitpicking territory. Anyways, we head inside and see Spike, hard at work as ever, and the girls coming in to sit in their thrones. When they're all seated, a magical round table map appears. I've heard a couple of people note that the map should have appeared before, but I want to point out something. The map only appeared when all of them, including Spike, were sitting in their thrones. That was not shown to have happened before, so it's entirely possible that it took all 7 of them, not 6, but 7, sitting together at the same time to summon the map. Anyways, the map, after tickling their flanks with Cutie Mark tingles, directs them to some remote location in the mountains. Even though they don't know what the map is for or what it's marking, they, mostly, decide to all go. Flutters only changes her mind after hearing this.
Awesome! Me and Big Mac have a huge weekend ahead of us talking hoofball and trading hoofball cards and arguing about hoofball stats.
On second thought, maybe I'd better go with them, in case they need me.
Yeah, I'd run for the hills too. Give me Sombra any day. Also, this.
Me and Big Mac have a huge weekend ahead of us talking hoofball and...
There! Flutter Mac is not canon! She did not jump at the chance to spend time with him! Not canon! Oh, shut up. I just hate that ship. Makes no sense to me. So, we get to the Exposition Express, thank you Silver Quill, that's what I will call this train forever, and immediately the improved animation and CGI jumped at me. It wasn't a giant difference, just a change of angles and smoother motions for the engine, but I really just appreciated the difference. You don't have to blast your audience in the face with, "Look at me, I am better!" I approve of this. And here we are, arriving at the quaint little town of this place. And after Pinky is Pinky, we see something is very wrong here. Okay, like, duh. Why would a magically appearing map send you here otherwise? But, yeah, matching cutie marks and creeper smiles? Ugh. I think I'll just go watch Hoofball with Big Mac and Spike now. By the way, Flutters, you really need to check your aesthetic sense. Why in the name of all things equestrian would you find this village lovely? It is bland, dull, lifeless, boring, flat, any other synonym that means there is nothing remotely interesting or creative about this place. Dear merciful Ludo, it is this place. It is freaking creepy. Anyhoozles, Double Diamond, who is the first pony to introduce himself as they enter the village, takes the girls to meet the leader of the village, and right away I noticed 2 things. 1, her coat was more saturated. Everyone has pointed this out, so the other thing that I'm surprised no one has mentioned since it's much more obvious. Her mane was styled differently from every other mare in town. Not a bun, not 2 braids, not that straight style. These 2 things marked her as obviously not equal to every pony else in the way she was preaching. Right away, it was obvious she was the villain of this 2-parter, but at the same time, it was very subdued. She's not Tyrek or Discord or Umbra. In a sense, she's more along the lines of Chrysalis in that she's not grandiose or bombastic. Chrysalis snuck in, replaced someone else, and remained hidden in plain sight. That is exactly what Starlight Glimmer did too. As a side note, DHX, please, the next time you make a magically talented unicorn, give them a name that is not a parallel to Twilight's. As the group asks her questions, we're given an indoctrination song, and I gotta say, the song is perfect thematically. There's nothing extraordinary about it, nothing standout. The lyrics preach throwing away one's individuality right down to your dreams and hopes. If it weren't any other episode than this one, I would have hated it outright because it was so bland. Mr. Ingram, keep on rockin'.
We don't complicate when you
The song ends, Rainbow laughs at its message, and Starlight welcomes them to look around the village and has Double Diamond escort them, going off and giving the rather traditional villainous aside that oh so subtly hints that something is being plotted. As the girls meander around the village, still being welcomed by everyone with that same creepy smile. They sit down to discuss things. It goes into a slight argument that their waitress, Sugar Belle, looks uncomfortable around. She even asks if their friendship is ending, which Pinkie responds to in her usual Pinkie Pie manner. So after giving them their extensive menu selection,
We have muffins?
the girls order their muffins and resolve their debate, which thoroughly confuses Sugar Belle. As she heads back inside, she asks the girls to meet her downstairs before they go.
Big Brother is watching you.
The only way to do so and not look suspicious is to subject poor Pinkie Pie to food poisoning. Merciful heaven, how nasty did them muffins gotta be to turn that mare's stomach? And Double Diamond eats one casually? Holy crap! Downstairs, in the shadowy depths of mysterious lighting and creepy atmosphere, they are greeted by Sugar Belle, Party Favor, and the unnamed Night Glider. For a moment, Twilight flares up her magic, and can I just say that her first instinct when looking at the sort of situation is to use her magic for defensive purposes? If it were for her first strike, the three would have been on the floor before they even knew what hit them. And good thing she didn't pull a quick fire defense, because all the three wanted was to see their cutie marks and talk to the girls. Okay, so Party Favor was previously established when the girls entered the town, and Sugar Belle was the one who asked them downstairs. So I wonder where Night Glider came from. But I suppose that doesn't matter. Right now, the main six are dealing with three ponies who clearly don't know the meaning of personal space. 3-foot rule! 3-foot rule! I need an adult!
Oh, I'm an adult.
But from these three, we learn of the cutie unmarking, wherein Starlight uses the Staff of Sameness to remove the cutie mark and replace it with the equal sign. And we also learn where the removed cutie marks are being kept. We are immediately fated to Starlight leading them up to the caves, with her telling them that she hopes all ponies will someday make a pilgrimage to the village to have their marks removed, which leads me to a question. What exactly is Starlight trying to accomplish here? What is there to be gained from removing cutie marks? There have been theories flying around about gathering the power of cutie marks, or making it so she's the only one who has power, but I have to wonder what sort of magic the cutie marks themselves hold, because the girls become so powerless once they get forcefully removed, thanks to a trap laid by Starlight. Yeah, nice moves there, Twi. Instead of teleporting all of you out, which you are easily capable of, you poof up 3 feet and charge a hyper beam? I'm sorry, Twi, that wasn't very intelligent of you. And that little moment of dumb gets the girls unmarked. I admit, that's an impressive bit of magic to unmark a freaking alicorn. Hell, it's an impressive bit of magic to unmark any pony in the first place. Our next episode opens to brainwashing dialogue and the girls trapped in a single small room. Our first look at the power of equalization is Rarity being unable to tell that a small ratty piece of cloth is tacky for drapes, and the poor girl throws an absolute tantrum about it. As someone who lives on creativity, I quite fully agree that I would cry my eyes out if someone took away my ability to tell if a story or a picture was well done or poor quality. We also get Fluttershy losing her Dr. Dolittle.
Oh, even tweets don't make sense anymore.
AJ can't buck anymore, or make countryisms, apparently. And the most remarkable bit to me is Pinkie Pie's actually being toned down enough that she is forcefully deflated of her humor and energy. How powerful does something have to be to make Pinkie lose her pinky? Interesting to note is that Twilight's ability to think also appears to have been hindered somewhat, as she doesn't know the magical facts right away, and it takes a night's worth of thinking for her to come up with an escape plan. However, a plan she does come up with, and a very good one at that.
We don't actually have to escape. They'll just let us out when they think we've accepted their philosophy.
But they're never gonna believe we switched over in just one night.
There's one of us they might believe.
Honestly, I was surprised by this. I don't normally like how Larson writes Fluttershy, and his fingerprints were all over her in the first episode. But then that turns out to not only be a believable plot point, but a cornerstone? Nice! So the plan is Flutters pretends to turn, then goes to get the cutie marks. A simple but solid plan, and they come up with it just in time as Starlight Glimmer comes in to see if they are ready to come about. Of course, it goes a little something like this. Hey, f*** you, Starlight. We ain't buying your bullshit. Well, f*** you too. Back in the room you bitches go. I'm paraphrasing, but whatever. They start getting packed back into their box, and after an oh-so-subtle reminder from Twilight, Flutters speaks up and steps over to Starlight. Starlight's no fool, however, and she decides to test Flutters by asking who it was who came to the girls in the first place to talk about cutie marks. Sugarbelle and Night Glider look resigned to punishment, but then Party Favor, showing genuine resolve and courage, steps up and takes the hit for all three of them. I loved this. I cannot tell you how much I love this. It is so amazing to see a male character in better light than this!
Oh, she's Rainbow Wobble now.
Yeah!
This...
He's Flam, we're the world-famous Flim Flam Brothers. Traveling sales parties on parade.
Or even this... I'm sorry, Spike, but hey, after last season, you're up a high number of points for good use, so that's good, right? After a highly rude and uncaring cutoff from their leader, Party Favor is locked in with the girls. The girls try to cheer him up, but he has a mini freakout and sits in the corner all sad and depressed.
This guy's a barrel of laughs.
Laughs don't come in barrels. They come from inside you as your body's response to delight.
A brief stroll to Starlight's house, which is apparently where newcomers stay until their cottage is complete, shows that Starlight obviously knows Fluttershy is hiding something. That night, Flutters sneaks out of the chimney. How exactly? Starlight's room is on the second floor. How does she not hear something climbing up out of the chimney or walking on the roof? Whatever. Flutters gets out of the chimney and tries to sneak to the cave.
Okay, you're doing great. The cave's gotta be close now.
That is why you fail.
Oh, Fluttershy, why? Why do you do things like this? Why? But her being so timid and slow actually winds up paying off again, as Starlight has Double Diamond bring the main six's cutie marks directly to her in jars. Here's a question. How does that work? Double Diamond is an earth pony, and therefore has no direct magic to move the cutie marks without releasing them. We never find out, and it bugs me that we'll likely never know. I will say, though, that having the cutie marks brought to her so she can keep a direct eye on them is very intelligent of Starlight. She's taking no chances and having a backup in case things fall through. Something that previous villains in the show failed to do, except Sombra. Okay, I can feel the hatred towards me for that, so I'll explain. Sombra, for all his poor execution within Crystal Empire, was shown to be very intelligent and not so arrogant as to assume that his plans would work because he is Sombra and no pony would dare confront him. No, he was very smart about how he did things. He made sure to protect the only thing that could hurt him by sealing it behind magical barrier after magical barrier. A hidden space only accessible by dark magic. A door that puts you through your worst fear, an impossibly high staircase, then a trap around the heart itself should anyone get past all of that. Say what you will about Sombra, but he was undoubtedly intelligent and not arrogant enough to believe himself immune to danger. Why do I bring this up? Well, look at how Starlight's handling all of this. She doesn't overlook hints that things are not running smooth and makes adjustments and preparations just in case. Even with the drying off after she somehow overturned a bucket of water on herself, Peeping Thomases spots her real cutie mark as she dries off, makes a tiny gasping sound when she sees her cover it up with makeup, and Starlight goes to check it immediately, dropping what she was doing. If not for the momentary return of Flutterbat, who knows what she might have done to Fluttershy. So the next day, we get everyone checking on the remaining 5, and as none of them even say a word, they get turned around, and Fluttershy quickly speaks up, asking to lock them in herself. Starlight has a brief look of genuine surprise, further emphasizing her suspicion, though she encourages Fluttershy to lock them in and then calls Party Favor out of the room. Poor boy comes bolting out of the room like something bit him and apologizes profusely, proclaiming that the girls tried to break him by talking about how close they were because of their differences.
But I didn't listen.
Then Fluttershy pulls a surprise by saying someone else wants to join up, and Twilight steps out. After some very clarifying questions from our princess about how they cannot have any pony in a village with a different cutie mark, Fluttershy utilizes her secret technique of...
How do you explain this?
Failing hardcore once again. To be fair, Starlight had been suspicious the whole time and was probably ready for something to happen. However, enough water splashed on her that Party Favor catches the makeup being washed away, and he uses his cloak to wipe away the rest of it, revealing Starlight's treachery to the whole town and shaking her enough to reveal her true nature.
Every pony has unique talents and gifts, and when we share them with each other, that's how we...
Quiet!
After the cult turns on her, she pushes them back with an expanding shield spell and beats a retreat back to her house, leaving the other ponies to retrieve their cutie marks. I loved seeing Double Diamond be the one to break open the vault. It emphasizes his status as Starlight's former lackey because he knew just how to hit it to break it apart. I must question, how did it restore their hair magically? Weren't those cut manually? Whatever. Nitpicking territory. Now for my notes on their looks. Any hoozles? Starlight takes advantage of her previous foresight to have their cutie marks kept close by taking the marks away for good and fleeing down an escape route. On the second floor? Whatever. The weakened main six are unable to get into the house, but the town four, yes, that's what I'm calling them now, come and give their aid, using their restored talents to perfect use. After the group runs through the tunnel after her, Party Favor challenges the Cheesy Pie ship with amazing balloon binoculars, and the town four run off after Starlight with the main six trotting behind.
Oh, come on!
Okay, need to stop here. Why? They were, not 6 seconds ago, shown running through the fucking tunnel. Now they can only slowly trot, and don't give me this equal thing as an excuse either. Because the villagers were seen running up to the vault before they got their cutie marks back. And the six were fucking seen running as well. I love having other ponies come to the aid of our girls. And I am not against the girls not always being able to save the day. I just want a little consistency from scene to scene, because this really bothered me. But on to the good stuff. We get a great chase scene that prominently displays how important special talents are, with Night Glider catching up to Starlight first because of her strong flying, Sugarbell's baking leading her to pack snow tightly enough in pie form to make a strong enough projectile to break fucking wood, Party Favor's balloon skills getting them across the bridge when Starlight destroys it, and finally, my favorite, Double Diamond skiing, burying Starlight in a small avalanche and making her drop the glass jars, letting the marks return to our girls. Starlight emerges from the snow, clearly ready to kill as she charges an obviously powerful spell aimed at the town four. But with her magic back, Twilight can get between them and cast a shield, protecting them. Momentary pause here. Look at that shield. Look at that shield. It looks like living energy now. I love this. Minor change though it may be, it just adds something to the effect of magic that emphasizes that it is actively being cast and isn't just a wall of color. Anyway, Starlight has to listen to the Twilight Sparkle speech she interrupted, and her response is this.
Spare me your sentimental nonsense. I gave these ponies real friendships they never could have had otherwise.
This, from the mayor who just tried to kill the very friends she was talking about. And former lackey Double Diamond is the one who protests, earning deep ire from Starlight, who charges up another spell, which turns out to be a clever diversion to give her a couple of minutes to get into the cave and get away from them. They don't follow because caves are big and dark and scary, and the town 4 do the group hug thing. They head back to town, the main 6's cutie marks notify them that they're all done, and the episode ends. This effing opener, man, I can't even! The Mad Lib that Silverquill made that works for every other 2-parter in the series, you can just chuck that out the window because this one blows every word of it away. It is such a major departure from the standard in every single way, and it does it so well. It keeps me invested, surprises me in the right ways, and turns the standard on its ear by having some pony else take the reins, pun not intended. I am very pleased with the change. I'm happy to see Larson back and still terrific, and I hope we get more of Starlight Glimmer in the future. She has a lot of promise as a consistent villain for Season 5. So, yeah, there be my Cutie Map review. And, I kind of ran out of jokes during the review, so have one of these. Brony on, people.